O Z Y W O M B Podcast. I'm Shan.
I'm Anya.
Say Ari.
Abby.
Welcome to Cozy Womb Podcast. Let's go. Our kids are going to say some things that we are kind of prepared for, and they're going to say some things that they make up in their heads to say out loud. And all we can do is listen and react or choose to not react. Our kids have their own views and they think on their own also. Questions will happen and smart sayings will prevail. Here are some that I deal with my kids. And I'm sure you guys have your own stories about what kids say, but there's a way to allow our kids to, quote unquote, express themselves freely, but at the same time, we have to let them know that there are boundaries. There are things they can say in the house to us, and there are things they can say to their brother or their sister. There are things they can say to their grandparents. And there are things that they cannot say in public, things they cannot say in the store, things they cannot say in church, things they cannot say at school or do, because those boundaries are going to help them be better people as they grow, help them discover who the good people are in life that they need to keep around, the kind of people that they cannot change or will not change, that they shouldn't really pour effort into. And it just needs to be said. It needs to be known. So, for instance, there was a day where I decided to grow out my hair. I've been growing out my hair for the past, I'll say 2 months, right? My barber's not happy about it, but it's okay. So I've been growing my hair out, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to grow it back. I was used to my hair being really, really long before I had kids. And, with having kids and a busy schedule, I really just don't have time to be dealing with hair. And now I have 2 girls, and they have hair that needs to be combed and washed and conditioned. And I just don't want to give any more time to hair right now. But I'm growing it back to get braided. So I'm growing back my hair. And, I told Anya to basically clean up or get these things off the floor or get dressed. And she says to me, well, okay, sir. And I'm just like, I'm not a sir. And she says, well, if you're not a sir, why are you growing your hair like you're a sir? Why is your hair short like you're a sir? And I'm just like, in my head, I'm just like, you know what? That was a great comeback. You know what? You be thinking on your toes. You know what? High five on that. But out loud, I couldn't let her know that she had got me. So I was like, Anya, watch yourself. Be easy. And I gave her the eye like, you about to get these hands. And she was like, okay. And she simmered down. Sometimes you're going to have to check your kids. Even when they check you and you think it's really funny, you cannot laugh out loud. Do whatever you got to do to not laugh out loud. Because once they know that they got you, they're going to think every time you tell them to do something is a time to do their stand-up comedian act. And you cannot let them know that you got them. Another time is also my 5-year-old. She lost her second tooth and she put it under her pillow, and the quote-unquote tooth fairy came into the night. Came overnight. In the morning, I'm cleaning up, I'm changing all the bed sheets in the house. And Anya runs into my room and she says, Mommy, the tooth fairy came and she left me money. I said, what? I said, how much money she left you? She was like, $5. I said, oh, so you could put that in your piggy bank. Instantly, not 2 seconds later, not a second later, she goes, nope, I'm getting my own place. I'm tired of being here with you and Ari. I'm using my $5. I'm not putting in my piggy bank. And I looked at her and I just busted out laughing. Because for her to take it upon herself and not even second guess it, not even think and say to me that she's getting her own place with $5, girl, if you could get your own place with $5 and not even the deposit, we all moving with you. I'm moving with you. When I need to get boxes, because I'm coming. Because the way that my lifestyle is set up in my bills, $5 is just not going to cut it. But if you know a place that can fit all of us, because we are a package, for $5, girl, you better than me. Who's your realtor? But it was so funny when she told me. So I had to call her grandma and tell her. I had to call my besties and tell them. But the fact that she knew that off the top of her head that she was moving out and get her own place, I said, okay. Just recently, she lost another big tooth and then the bottom tooth. She's only 5, which is very strange because usually kids start losing their teeth at 7 and 8. But she doesn't have any cavities. Her sister doesn't have any cavities. I'm just like, okay, maybe this is something happening a bit earlier. All right, whatever. So she loses 2 more teeth, and I put it under her pillow the other night for the tooth fairy to come, right? So I forgot to put the money under her pillow. Sorry, I should have warned y'all that I'm busting bubbles. The tooth fairy forgot to put the money under her pillow, quote unquote. So I was like, okay, let me help the tooth fairy out. Let me go ahead and run and put the money under the pillow, right? And take her tooth. But the strange thing is I only found 1 tooth under her pillow. So I don't know where the other tooth is. So I hope she doesn't find it, and I hope her sister doesn't find it because they share a room. So I was in the bathroom. I had to act like I didn't do anything. I said, Anya, before we leave, did you check if the tooth fairy came? And she was like, oh no, I forgot. So she ran in the room. And she was like, oh wow, the tooth fairy came. She left me money. I said, what? I said, how much money did she leave you? She goes, oh, she only left me $2. What? Only $2 for 2 teeth? I gotta talk to her. I gotta talk to the tooth fairy. I said, And as soon as she walked away, I'm just like, what's wrong with my kid? Like, how are you gonna say you gotta talk to the tooth fairy? Like, the fact that some fairy tale left you money under your pillow. I will hope a fairy will leave me some money under my pillow for bills. I hope a fairy will leave me some money under my pillow for Navient. I hope a fairy will leave me some money under my pillow for car insurance, renter's insurance, health insurance. What else I gotta pay? Light. What else I gotta pay? Eating, feeding y'all. Like, where's the fairy for those things? Forget a tooth fairy. Where's the fairy for those things? So I just found that super funny. Then she's into this thing now where if I hug on Ari, which is her 2-year-old sister, or I pick her up or I kiss on her, she'll say, why you hug Ari like you don't love me? Or why you kissing on Ari like you don't like me? That's just her thing. So now whenever I may pick up Ari first and put her in the cart, or make Ari go in her car seat first and then let Anya go in her car seat and buckle herself in because she can, she'll say, Mom, I just want to be in my own life, not with you and Ari. So that's just her thing now. That's just her tude. That's her attitude, and I'm just adjusting to it. I really thought that I would only have to start dealing with this when she was like 8 or 9, but when I tell you this stuff is hitting early, and she's not even in elementary school. Like, she'll start elementary next month, and I am cringing at the attitudes that she's gonna pick up, the verbiage that she's gonna get. Like, she called me bruh the other day, and I'm just like, my G, I'm not your bruh. And me saying my G only made it worse. But when people come at me a certain way, my G is like my go-to. Like, okay, so you want to go there? So I don't know. Like, at least she's not in Philly calling me John and other words and saying for real, because I want to be able to take it. I want to be able to take it because that's how her dad talks. I'm just like, no, I can't manage English. But it's just kind of funny because she's around my brothers a lot and my nephews, and we listen to a lot of Jamaican music, so she'll pick up on saying things a certain way. But then we do live in the South, so she has a little countryness to her words. It's just kind of weird, but it's funny to hear it. Then we have my 2-year-old. Okay, so I have a bestie named Chrissy, and she loves to egg my kids on. Whenever they get dressed, she likes to say, "Ooh, girl, let me see your outfit." And they twirl for her. They hold their head back. She like, ask them about their hair. She asks them to turn around, and they pose, and they walk, and they flaunt. And I'm just like, okay, Chrissy, okay. Because when they start dressing themselves, and you want to egg them on to make them feel good, and their head gets a little big, don't say anything to me. So my 2-year-old, she's onto it. So she'll pose for pictures. She'll ask me to take a picture and her stand by herself. And Ari, new thing is whenever she's doing something that I tell her no to, is leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Now, mind you, Ari has 2 sisters. She has Anya, and then she has her sister Jada. Her sister Jada is a lot older. She's like 13. She'll be 14 in September. And I don't know where she got this leave me alone from. I don't know if she got it from camp, from another kid. I don't know if she got it from her older sister. I know Anya wasn't saying it in the house. But now, when they play, they say leave me alone for the characters back and forth. So now I'm just like, not only am I trying to get her to stop saying that, but I'm also trying to get Anya to stop saying it while they playing, so she don't feel like it's okay. So I called her the other day. Every time she says it, I tell her, don't say that. And she'll say it again. And then I'll grab her by the hand. I said, don't say that. Do you know that this child has the nerve to say, leave me alone, without any voice? But she says it with her mouth. Leave me alone. I wish y'all could see me right now. But that's how she says it when I tell her not to say it. Do you know my nerves when she did that? When she does that. She'll do it in the car. She'll do it at the park. She'll do it in the store. She'll do it in the house. And then back up to where I can't get her and say, leave me alone. Like that. Or she'll say really low under her breath, here come Anya with her snitching butt. She said, leave me alone again, Ma. And Anya loves to point out the obvious when it comes to Ari. She did it again, Ma. She doing this, Ma. She's still scratching, Ma. She's still pulling it, Ma. I'm just like, Anya, you don't have to tell me the obvious. We all in the same room. I can see what she's doing. Just leave her alone. Let her do it. Because when she gets in trouble, let her be the one that got in trouble. It's just, I don't know if it's because it's girl on girl. I don't know because it's sister to sister. Because my sister and I are years apart. You know what I'm saying? So we never had to share things. We never had to be in the same house together. She visited the house a couple of times as she was older. But it's just like not the same thing. So I don't know how that dynamic works. But I do understand what it was like to live with my brothers in one house and be the only girl. But a lot of it I don't get. Then Ari has this thing where she's very sassy. So when we pull up to the camp and I'm just getting them out the car seat, Ari would tell Anya, be quiet, girl. Get up. Let's go. Let's go, Yaya. Let's go. So she calls Anya Yaya. But Anya doesn't like for anybody else to call her Yaya except Ari. And then if you ask Ari, who's that? And point to Anya, she'll say that's Anya. But she calls her Yaya. It's just so cute. It's funny. But kids say different things, and kids will say things in public that may embarrass you. And what you need to do is be open-minded and understand that your child is observant, but at the same time, still teach them not to point. Still teach them not to talk about people in front of their face. Still teach them that certain words aren't nice. Still teach them that people look different, or people may talk different, or they may sound different. And you can't close them off from people being different. You can't close them off from people having two moms or two dads, or people, not having a hand, or people not having a foot, or people not having hair, or people just not looking like people usually look around them, because they're going to run into that. And what you don't want to have is a child that's just staring down somebody because they look different. You got to take them out. You got to expose them. You have to talk about it. You have to make it normal discussion, so it's not nothing to be shocked at. The last thing you want your child to be is shocked that somebody outside of their house is different. Kids will say things out the blue, but we can all address it in a nice, healthy way. That's all I'm saying. My name is Shan. Thank you for listening to Cozy Womb. Bye.
Bye.